Uh, Greeting viewers, my name is Idabagus Putra Siddhartha and today I want to make a presentation about metallurgy, especially about tool steel and high-speed steel. So as you can see my profile in this slide, moving to the book reference, I use the book Metallurgy for the Non-Metallurgists, the second edition that edited by Arthur C. Riordan. So the four main subject for this presentation, we will talk about seven main subject. Chess is a brief history, modern alloy, roof tool steel, effect of alloying and carbide on wear resistant, heat treating high speed and tool steel, powder metallurgy tool steel, and cutting tool coating. So for the first before presentation, we will talk about the tool steel and high speed steel. What is that stand for? So the tool steel belong to a special category of the steel alloy that have been developed to manufacturing the tools, dies, and mold that shape, form, and cut other steel alloys. They are also used to process many non-ferrous metals, and in some cases non-metals such as a machinable ceramic and polymer. Moving to the first main subject, we'll talk about the brief story. So for the history, the modern story of tool steel begins with Benjamin Huntsman, a clockmaker from the Sheffield, England, who is credited with developing the crucible melting process in 1742. This process made it possible to produce cast steel with carbon level that fell between those of cast iron and wrought iron. The tool steel properties. Modern tool steel are characterized by an exceptional combination of attainable hardness, red hardness, toughness, and wear resistance. While each of those properties may be considered separately, it is the ability to selectively tailor and combine them that allows this grade of steel to excel in wide variety of applications. Attainable hardness is the capability to reach a specific level of hardness through the heat treatment. Individual tool steel and high-speed steel can be heated treated to achieve a wide range of hardness values that often exceed the hardness capability of other types of heat-treatable steel. Red hardness, also referred to as a hot hardness, is the capability to retain hardness at elevated temperature. Toughness is the ability to resist breakage, chipping, or cracking under impact loading. Toughness may be viewed as the opposite of brittleness, where resistance is the ability to resist the effect of abrasion and erosion normally encountered by the contact and interaction with outsider source. Grade classification. These are presently more than 40 classifications of high-speed steel alloy according to American Iron Steel Institute or AISI. When these are compounded by the number of domestic manufacturers, the total number of individual steel in this category exceeded 150. Effect alloying element. The T-series alloy contains 12 to 20 W with chromium, vanadium, and cobalt as other major alloying elements. The M-series contains approximately 3.5 to 10.5 molybdenum with chromium, vanadium, tungsten, and cobalt as the other main alloying element. Carbon is by far the most important of the alloying elements and is very tightly controlled silicon, up to levels of approximately 1.00%. The influence of silicon of high-speed and tool steel is relatively minor. Manganese contributes to harnessability, but concentrations are generally not high in high-speed or tool steel because relatively minor increases in this alloying element markedly increases the brittleness of the steel and the danger of cracking upon quenching. Phosphorus has no known beneficial effect on any of the primary properties of high-speed steel and tool steel, and is normally present too as a tram element in the scrap that is used to produce the steel. Chromium is always present in high-speed steel in amount ranging from 3.5%. It is mainly responsible for improving the harnessability of this grade. Tungsten in high-speed and tool steel is of a vital importance. It is found in all T-type steel and in all but two of the M-type steel, M10 and M50 are this exception. Molybdenum serves as the main alloying element in the M-type grade of high-speed steel. It forms the same double carbide with iron and carbon as tungsten, but it has roughly half the atomic weight of tungsten. Vanadium was first added to high-speed and tool steel as a scavenger to remove slag impurities and to reduce nitrogen level in the melting operation cobalt. The main effect of cobalt is high-speed and tool steel is increases the red hardness, as you can see in this picture, which increases the cutting efficiency when high tooling temperature are encountered in surface. Sulfur in normal concentration of 0.03% or less has no significant effect of the properties of tool steel. Nitrogen is generally present in air-melted grade in amounts varying from approximately 0.02 to 0.03%. Moving to the next topic, rough tool steel. So, for the beginning, a work tool steel that has separately into two parts, which is a rod hot work tool steel. Many manufacturing operations involve punching, shearing, or forming of metal at high temperature. Hot work steel or group H have been developed to withstand the combination of heat, pressure, and observation associated with such operation. Rough cold work tool steel. Cold work tools steel because they do not have the alloy content necessary to make them resistant to softening at elevated temperature are restricted to applications that do not involve prolonged or repeated heating above 205 to 260 degrees Celsius or in Fahrenheit it is 40 to 400 to 500. Other non-machining rough tool steel grade, in addition to the hot and cold work steel described, shock-resisting steel, low-alloy special-purpose steel, mold steel, and water-hardening steel are also used for non-machining applications. We move to the next topic: effect of alloying and carbides on wear resistance. The wear resistance of high-speed steel and tool steel is strongly dependent on the amount, type, size, shape, and distribution of the alloy carbides that are present in the microstructure. The function that this carbide serves can be understood through the use of an analogy. The alloy carbides that appear in the tool steel microstructure or in this picture serve as a purpose that is comparable to the function of the wear-resistant cobblestone in the road. They provided a very hard contact surface area that is extremely resistant to abrasion and wear. Moving to the next, heat treating high-speed and tool steel. High-speed and tool steel intended for heating treating are normally prepared in a relatively soft condition with minimum hardness and maximum ductility, known as a spheroidized annealed condition, or in this picture as you can see. Moving to the next, powder metallurgy tool. As a result, pronounced ingot segregation, conventional tool steel and high-speed steel can contain a somewhat coarse, non-uniform microstructure accompanied by relatively low transverse toughness properties. The carbide segregation observed in the longitudinal section of annealed M2 high-speed steel bar, or in the picture, illustrate the degree of segregation that is normally present in these bars and how it's become more pronounced as the diameter of the bar increases. Cutting tool coating. In surf cutting and machining applications used in industry, it is not uncommon to surface treat high-speed steel and tool steel with specialized coating to reduce frictional contact, reduce thermal conductivity, and improve wear resistance. There are many surface treatment and treatment processes that are available. For example, it has been estimated that up to 60 to 70% of all carbide tools are now coated. The surface hardness produced by a number of different types of coating is shown in this picture. So that's all from me guys. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.